I'm Gary from Maunula, Finland, born in the Himalayas, traveling all around the world telling people about peace, love, joy, light. So I was traveling in London and there I came in a analogy of so-called how you do practicing. So I came across to the Bhutan, very close to Indian Himalayas area, temple, and I see that a small child in Bhutan, and there was a scientist. Architect came to the town and he was visiting temple. He saw this small baby's talent too, because he was an extraordinary boy. So, so he was doing everything very wonderful. But everybody was appreciating it when he was doing his activities, practicing. But the guy, somewhere on the back, sitting, instead of cheering him, he was just teasing him and saying to him, "This is a matter of practice. It's a matter of practice. I can do it. It's a matter of practice." So I start saying many, many times, "It's a matter of practice. It's a matter of practice." And suddenly the scientist somehow didn't like his comment. He didn't just like the way he's saying so. So when he didn't like his comment by saying, "It's a matter of practice, it's a matter of practice," he somehow got fairly turned off and got upset. And he went to this guy who was teasing him and he said, "What do you mean? What do you really mean? That it's a matter of there's a matter of practice. He said, can you do what I'm doing? Can I do what I do?" So the guy said, "No." But then he said, "So let me show you something." So, so the scientist used to sell some kind of oil. Uh, he took a very narrow opening of the bottle of the oil, and he was able to pour the oil through that pipe to a container. And with that little opening from this pipe, he can pass out all the oil without a single drop. I mean, not a drop of oil was falling down on the earth. And his look of this man was cheating him. And he said, "Can you do that?" And the scientist, somehow, who has done 40 years investigation and research in his work, he said, "No, sorry, I cannot do it. Because it's a matter of practice? So he says, this small boy who's doing this pipe and oil thing, they cannot do the scientist thing as you do because you have to have practice on it, but you cannot pour the oil as I do. So it's a matter of practice. Now, what's the point that I discuss and talk about this story? What's that point that I make this small story to tell you? Now my next question is coming to you all who are listening me. What do you practice? What do you practice in your daily life? Because in my opinion, whatever you're gonna practice, you're gonna best on it. And this is not the question of good and bad. If you practice cheating, you're gonna be good in cheating. If you practice complaining, I tell you frankly, you gonna be the best in your life in complaining things. I mean, you will be able to complain about anything at any time. Without thinking. It will just be a flow in your mouth, doing complaining, complaining, and complaining. When all your friends are standing there looking at the big harvest moon, beautiful sweet night, and everybody is enjoying this beautiful, beautiful moonlight evening, almost very romantic evening. But you will be pulled out of your head without a second, and you will start doing some kind of complaint about that beautiful evening because it's your nature to do complaint because you practice complaining. You practice that, so you will complain that for such a beautiful evening of moonlight, you will say, but it's so bloody dark in the sky. Because you are used to do complain. Such a beautiful moon evening, sweet galaxies, star, and you're saying, but it's so dark. So what do you practice in your life? That's my question once again. Because if you practice peace, then happiness is in your life. And I tell you, you're gonna be very good in that. If you practice to know yourself, then you're going to be a very comfortable person to know yourself. And at that moment, you will know who you really are. It was me, Gary. I hope you enjoy this small lecture. Thank you very much for listening. If you want to contact me, give me a call. My number is 041 513 8807. Thank you very much. Have a good day.